Mr. Clue, thank you for being with us, and you will have to, I'm sure, draw on all 40 years of your experience in education in order to take this to trial. Mr. Clue, thank you for being with us. Do you believe this case will, in fact, go to trial, or are you going to take a plea?
Oh, there is no way that this case ends with anything other than an acquittal or a dismissal. The absence of evidence in this case, I mean, the fact that we are talking about the way men or women address towards other men or women, various encounters as evidence of some kind of crime, just shows that there is nothing in this case, and the polygraph examination of both of the individuals that I've been involved with in this case has been very conclusive in that regard, nor has anything developed in any of the many efforts to get money.
You know, I'm so glad you brought up the fact that the defense team polygraphed their clients. Would you share with me tonight the questions your defendant, your client, was asked? What questions
My
were put to
my
him?
client is charged with having had non-consensual sexual relations with one individual. That's the charge in the indictment. That individual is not identified by name in the indictment, so we had to conduct the polygraph in terms of every other circumstance relating to that charge. And he passed with flying colors, with a confidence level that is beyond off the charts, and we're ready to have him polygraphed by any FBI investigator. And I want to point out that the willingness of this individual, my client, to take a polygraph should be contrasted with the unwillingness of anybody else on the government side to take a polygraph.
My question to you was, what were the questions put to your client?
Did he have any kind of non-consensual contact with any person with regard to the charge in the indictment in which he is accused of having done so?
Were there any other questions?
We filed the report, and I'm happy to make it available to you. The full report by the polygrapher, which took a considerable period of time.
Again, was that the only question asked to your client, the one question?
No, it was asked 4 different ways to get to the same allegation. It's only one allegation. In other words, we talk about, generally, sometimes we talk about fairness and objectivity in trying to analyze a situation. There's only one direct allegation against my client, and that is that he had non-consensual sexual relations with one individual on one occasion. I polygraphed him on that single charge. If there are any other charges coming, I will polygraph him on those other charges. But I polygraphed him on that one. We polygraphed him 4 ways on that.
Right. So your polygraph, Mr. Clue, and I have arranged and been there to observe many, many polygraphs as they relate to charges and murder charges. Now, of course, in many jurisdictions, a polygraph is not allowed in a criminal trial unless both parties stipulate to it up front before the poly's taken. In some jurisdictions, in criminal cases, they're not allowed at all. So you're telling me your polygraph questions to your client consisted of 4 questions, each relating to the same issue. Is that correct, Mr. Clue?
Yes, the sole allegation against him, the sole allegation that he actually had non-consensual sex with anybody in his whole life, that allegation was tested 4 different ways every time he came out flying colors. And I'll test him anytime there's a specific allegation. We still don't even have the names of these.
I believe that the questions are, 1, did you have sex with victim 2 when you knew she had been covertly given drugs? Which is very different from the question you just described. Number 2, in New York, did you have sex with...
That's the allegation that was made. That's the allegation that's made. What am I supposed to confront?
No, you said to me, Mr. Clue, did
you
you engage in non-consensual sex? That's very different from, did you have sex with victim 2 when you knew she had been covertly given drugs?
I made it available to you. I'm not hiding anything from you, Nancy. You have the report. I filed the report.
Okay, let's go to this. And I'm looking at it, and thank you for sharing that.
Non-consensual sex. That was non-consensual.
In New York, did you have sex with victim 2 when you knew she had been covertly given drugs? it would be very easy for him to state, well, I didn't see her being given drugs, so I didn't really know she had been given drugs. Number 3, did you have any kind of sex with victim 2 when you had known she had secretly been given drugs? And number 4, in New York, did you have any kind of sex with victim 2 when you knew she had secretly been given drugs? Now, in his examination, according to your report, Oren displayed, quote, no significant reactions indicating deception in answering the questions. Twin brother, Alon, also took a poly regarding the same issue.